Hello everybody, good evening. This is the friendly neighbourhood Ranting Brummy, and just before we get started on today's game, I'd just like to take you back to the heady days of 2012. London Olympics, all of that stuff. Good times, good times. And also saw the release of a very interesting game called Papers, Please by a developer by the name of Lucas Pope. They may have seen a zero punctuation review of that game, and I'll leave a link to his review at the end of the video. But it gave you the, I suppose, the unenviable task of being a bureaucrat. It was kind of a bureaucrat up, and it kind of introduced the whole concept, I think, of morality choice games. Papers, Please put you in the role of a border guard, I suppose you could say, a passport operative in a fictional country. And the aim of that was to balance the needs of serving your government, as it were, with obviously keeping out terrorists, infidels and what have you, but also had to balance the needs of meeting targets, because if you were too much of a bleeding heart, your own family actually kind of suffered. Now, Papers, Please picked up quite a loyal fan base and won a lot of awards, really, for its developer, Lucas Pope. But what you may not know is that just prior to that, he came up with this. And this game is still playable on its website, and of course I'll leave a link to the game in the description so you can have a go yourself. This is the Republia Times, and it basically takes the same concept as of Papers, Please, but puts you instead in the role of a newspaper editor. Obviously the role of media, as we all know at the moment, with things that are happening in the world. I'm not going to go into too much detail of that, obviously just that we hope it ends very, very soon. Of course, and yeah, you've got the same kind of concept as you were with Papers, Please, but obviously you're more of a media baron. You've still got to balance the same kind of responsibilities, but you do still have a little bit of moral choice in that one, as you did. And we're going to go through this game. It's not a particularly long game, this one. There's quite a few different endings, which I'll pick up hopefully through this playthrough. And of course, if you do like this video, of course, please remember to hit that like button, share and subscribe. So, as you can see, we've got the introductory screen, which we'll just get into right now. Okay, and yes, we are the new editor-in-chief of the Republia Times, with its New York Times font there at the top. And it's got a very similar graphical interface to Papers, Please, that kind of Amiga, CPC, possibly even Atari style. But yeah, as you can see, you're sponsored by the Ministry of Media. So here's the opening screen. Welcome to the Republia Times. You are the new editor-in-chief. The War of Antigua is over, and the rebellion uprising has been crushed. Order is slowly turning to Republia. Republia was actually mentioned in Papers, Please, as well. And for some reason, in this game, it's got a navy, but in Papers, Please, it's a landlocked country. But this very much was obviously a persecuted Papers, Please, so you can tell where Lucas Pope was kind of evolving his kind of universe, I suppose, as it were. Okay. The public is not loyal to the government. Very topical. It's your job to increase their loyalty by editing the Republia Times carefully. Pick only stories that highlight good things about Republia and its government. You have 3 days to raise the public's loyalty to 20. As a precaution against influence, we are keeping your wife and child in a safe location. Yeah, I bet they are. Okay, so each day, as it were, editing this newspaper corresponds to about a minute of gameplay. And as we see with our interface, we've got our layout here on the right, and here we have our video printer, I suppose, with the items of raw news, our amount of readers and our loyalty. And you've got until 6 PM to put your newspaper together. I suppose essentially you have got quite a few options with this. You can kind of drag and drop the articles and rearrange them pretty much how you'd want, I suppose in the kind of Microsoft Publisher type way. And as you can see, we've got a lot of military news, news about a children's book, weather news, sports news, and other similar stories as well, and something about a reality TV star. Again, you've got a bit of a choice as to how you can position your newspaper. You can have a big splash article and go for a kind of tabloid type effect, or you can have more of a sort of broadsheet type layout if you want to, with slightly smaller articles. I think what we're going to do, we'll not going to go with the sporting one, because obviously that's a negative story. We'll go simple this one, a rebellion crushed, peace restored. We're going to try and build up our loyalty, first of all, not question the government too much. So we'll stick some weather, I think, in there as well, and the one about the reality star. And is there anything else? We'll have a positive military news, I think, there as well. And when you get to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the game will give you a little bit of a hurry up, and of course you can actually just choose to end the day and go straight to print if you want to. And of course our aim at the moment is to try and get the readership up and to increase the loyalty. And what you'll find as you go through various points of the game is the video printer will start being hacked by a rebellion, a kind of rebellious uprising. I don't know if it's the same rebellion that we've got in our newspaper. We've come around to 6 o'clock, so let's see what happens when we go to print. Yep, there we go, the day is over. There is normal time, we will send to print immediately, so we'll send the paper to print. Okay, so we've increased our loyalty by 9, and we've increased our readership by 50. Okay, so there are many interesting articles. You've gained readers. These included articles have increased your readership's loyalty to the government. And of course then you can pretty much go to sleep and then start again for the next day. And yeah, you're making good progress. Thank you very much, Overlords. Keep working towards a loyalty of 20 rubles by day 3. So we've got a little bit of time to try and build up our readership. Your family has lost several privileges. That's not good. Large articles have more influence on your readers' loyalty, and you can use this to emphasise the story you want and downplay and flattering ones. So we've got to try and build up our loyalty in another 2 days. Okay, now this is a bit of an interesting ongoing one. The kind of a Chad and Jen praying for a cherry wedding tomorrow, a kind of Heat magazine type thing. Oh, mega group Huggins boys admits to not singing on any albums, can barely dance. Pretty much like One Direction then. The obvious joke. Terrorist cells, foiled in operation. Okay, so we'll have a nice big and terrorist being defeated. We're not going for the Republican hockey team being killed in a plane crash. That's not good. The game just sort of speed up, as you can see the clock's already ticking. So again, we'll just put some weather in there. Again, some sports news, and I think we'll chuck in the Heat magazine thing as well. So you do have to make quite a few decisions on the fly, and we might start seeing, I think, some of the hacking of the video printer by the rebellion, as it were, coming through just a moment. But I think that doesn't happen until after day 3. So it's the end of day 2. Let's send our newspaper to print. Okay, we have increased our loyalty quite a lot, so that's good. So we're over 21, we're exactly where we need to be at this point in the game. So we've increased our loyalty by 12, and our readership is up by 62. As I say, if there's only 312 people reading this newspaper, it's still not that good. I don't see why we'd be giving even the most authoritarian of authoritarian governments sleepless nights if we've only got 312 readers. Okay, anyway, right. Oh, good work. The great and honourable leader has been notified of your diligent efforts. Keep your readers' loyalty at 20 or higher. Your family is being well cared for. Okay, now these are the articles that they want us to try and emphasise. The public is interested in sports, entertainment and military matters, and they're also fascinated by the weather. So we just need to kind of keep doing what we've been doing for the last few years. So again, we've got some weather and some more reality stuff. Oh, Mastronda. Oh, what a shame. We barely knew you. New donations to the state. Another weightlifter who's retired. Again, we'll stick with the format that we've been going so far. Okay, now here, that's the first sign that the rebellion is trying to kind of hack our communications. Okay, so again, we'll go with a nice big military story. That's a bit of a negative one there. And have we got any weather reports? It doesn't look like we... Yeah, yes we do, we have one there. And what else can we have? Let's have this sporting one of our retired weightlifter. And let's bring that one through. In fact, let's go through and just end the day and see where we are. So we'll send that to print. Okay, once again, we've got maximum loyalty now. And we've also increased our readership by 78. Now I think this is the point where we're going to have to start perhaps making a bit of a decision about where we want to go, or if we want to support the rebellion when they start coming through to us, or if we want to indeed support the government. And And yeah, you have completed your first task. The great and honourable leader is pleased, so you have to continue to print positive articles and maintain a loyalty of at least 20. And now we have to work to increase our leadership and try and get 400 readers by the end of tomorrow. Okay, so let's go back to this next one. Okay, so as you can see here, the rebellion is trying to get through to us. And okay, so we've got a nice big military splash story, some weather, and some sporting news here as well. So let's just see if anything else comes through by about noon. If not, we'll just skip to the end of the day. Doesn't look like we're going to get anything else. Let's just pop this one in here for now about a new TV program. Okay, I don't think we're going to get anything else. So let's just see if we've managed to bring up our readership. Okay, so let's just send that to print. Okay, so no change in loyalty. We're at maximum loyalty, so we're not going to get that. So we've got a good influence going here. And we've increased our readership to 487, which I think was what we needed. Maintain at least 400 readers, so at the end of the day, we'll see what happens. Weather. The government cannot control the weather yet. Don't even give them any bright ideas. Okay, so articles about the weather do not affect loyalty, so perhaps we haven't got to worry about that. But our family is receiving excellent treatment. That's good to know. Bit of a spoiler alert. Things don't tend to go well in terms of any of the endings. Okay, so on to day number 5. We just have to stay where we are. Okay, so maybe some news about agriculture, perhaps. Again, I think we'll start going down a bit of a more broadsheety route, I think, for this one. A little bit children's book. That's an interesting one. We could go for that one. It's a splash one. And again, we've got one of our submarines and one of our armies being sunk. I don't think we're going to get much else from that one. Let's have a big splash article about a dead reality star even. So it looks like, again, as my phone pings off there in the background, let's just end the day here. Yeah, we've gone down a bit of a tabloidy route, unfortunately, for that one. Okay, so it's sent to print, and okay, so we've got maximum readership and maximum loyalty, and this is, I think, where the kind of morality choice of this game, very similar to that of Papers, Please, is going to start kicking in. We haven't really had anything else about the rebellion so far. So we completed our second task. The great and honourable leader is pleased, and from this point we will withdraw our close oversight. So now we have a little bit more press freedom here, and the public line's political stories are interesting, but positive articles can increase loyalty. So now I think we have the option here. As you see, the rebellion is now coming through, and they want us to help you. I am Kirstoff, leader of the rebellion. We need your help. So let's just keep doing what we're doing at the moment. I think when we get to, I think it's something like day 11, I think we can start hitting the government. The honourable and great leader photographed in women's clothes. I wonder if it's a bit like Robert De Niro's character in that film Stardust. Oh, and the superstars have filed for divorce. Yeah, that's obviously Kanye and Kim. Eastern Europe style. Okay, let's just pop that one in there. And okay, so again a bit of sport, and again some weather. As you can see, the clock on the left is speeding up just a little bit, but we're still at maximum loyalty, and we're still looking pretty good as far as readers are concerned. Okay, so let's send that to print, and yeah, we're still going up in terms of readership. Yeah, I used to edit a newsletter for my company that I work for, who I'm not going to name obviously because they might be listening in, and yeah, I rather enjoyed that for a while. It was as easy to print and distribute and get readership up as this. Okay, your performance is appreciated. That's one difference. Your family is receiving excellent treatment. Once again, remind us that article size doesn't affect reader interest. So again, we just have to keep doing what we're doing. Oh, we can rescue your family. Sow disloyalty to strengthen the rebels. You have 4 days. Now, if we start doing that straight away, we might perhaps run the risk of our family not making it out in one piece. So let's That with the rebels being routed. We'll go with the death of a general, I think, as well. And again, some weather. Move that back around to there and up to there. Again, Cheryl's newest stars. Again, some celebrity news. What I think we'll do is we'll wait until we're a few more days from the end before we start sowing dissent to the government. So we're still picking up readers. So, yeah, performance appreciated, family receiving treatment. Okay, so again, we'll go with a nice big military splash there. And some, oh, we're not going to go with that one because that's a negative one, and that one. Weather again. We could start sowing some dissent. The government's tyranny then, please place negative articles. And again, we'll hang fire on that for just a moment. But maybe we might sow a few minor negative articles just in case there's anything else. Let's just pop a few in there and see what happens. So, factory sabotage, and again, we'll pop the weather in. I think at the end of this day, we'll start putting in some negative articles and see if we can overthrow our overlords. Let's just spin through and end the day on that one. Send that one to print, and we've now got over 1,000 readers, so now I think we'll start seeing if we can overthrow the government. It may cause our family to suffer slightly, so we'll go with that one and that one. We're not going to go with a great and honourable leader being photographed as a whoopsie. Can we start sowing dissent with these articles? I think we might need one more to come from. Let's actually go back and we'll go with that one. The oil field's being sabotaged. That one there. And there's something in there about local politics. Okay, let's push that one in and see how we do. Now we're probably going to start losing. Yeah, so we've decreased the loyalty to the government, and performance is marginal. Your family lives normal under our care. Drop in loyalty. Right, now we've got 2 days to go. So again, let's hit that one for the big one. All right, let's go in with our great leader, cross-dressing. I don't think we've got actually that much time, so I don't know if we can overthrow the government just yet. Again, we'll go with that one. Let's just pop that one in and go for the broadsheet. So again, let's get minus 30 loyalty by the end of today. I don't quite think then we're gonna do that. So let's pop that one in. Just see what happens and spin on. I don't quite think we're gonna do it. So we're now only minus 5. Loyalty on that one. Okay, well that's the end of our first playthrough. It's unsatisfactory. The great and honourable leader has decided that printed paper is old technology. The Ministry of Media will be moving to focus on online communications. Your services are no longer required. Your family has eliminated, and you'll be reassigned. Oh dear. So not much else we can do. We can accept our fate. I think what we'll probably need to do, we'll try another playthrough. Again, we'll make a positive start. We know roughly where we can kind of place the articles and just spin things on and try and get back to the point where we were, and then we'll see if we can try and destabilise the Republia government from our next point. So just very quickly get all the puff pieces in there. Some positive news about agriculture and weather. Not much else to do for the time being, so again we'll go for the few puff pieces just to pad the newspaper out and just try and get back to where we were. We'll have ourselves a loyal readership, and then we'll help the uprising, shall we say. Okay, so again, some positive military news. Again, Kanye and Kim, that's the first sign of the rebellion coming through there already. So it shouldn't take us too long, I think, to get back to where we were. So some weather Anything else we can have? No point putting in the cross-dressing leader just yet. I wonder if Colonel Gaddafi was ever photographed in a dress. I'm sure there was a dictator somewhere that was actually really photographed wearing women's clothes. I don't know. Maybe it's just a parody of that. Oh, okay. I completely forgot that we didn't get enough readers there. So we've been fired and our family's been destroyed already. Essentially, when you get to a point of the game when you do manage to destabilise the government, essentially what happens is they get overthrown and the country of Republica effectively flips and becomes the country of Democria. And essentially you start the game all over again, except now the Republicans are the rebels and Democria is the government. So the game effectively resets. So in a sense, yes, that is the Republia Times, and quite an interesting, I suppose, prototype, one that really laid the ground for Papers, Please, and again, quite interesting in terms of morality choices. I suppose if you're in this position, would you, again, go with freedom of speech at the cost of very deep personal consequences, or would you stick and be loyal to your bosses, I suppose, and in the knowledge that your family is safe? But yeah, there we go. Quite an interesting little game, and as I say, it's still available to play on Lucas Pope's website, and I'll leave a link to that in the description, and the 0 punctuation review as well. So anyway, this has been the Ranting Brummie, and we'll be back soon with another online browser playthrough. And of course, if you did enjoy this video, again, please don't forget to hit the like button, maybe share, and even subscribe to the channel as well. And in the meantime, I hope everybody has a lovely weekend. Please do stay safe, take care, have an awesome day, and we'll see you in the next video.